What's up, guys? It's Mrjamvad, and today we are back on the Pokemon Showdown server. And it's gonna be, I'm recording this actually pretty early in the day. Usually I record at night. It's gonna be a pretty, quick, just early, nothing too crazy kind of live because I'm strapped for time. So I can't, just say, fuck it, I'll play 40 minutes or whatever. So this likely won't be over 30. So we're gonna use something a little more fun. Choice Banded KYUREM. This team was passed to me a while back for those clefs. So if you're struggling with clef right now, and I'm facing hard motherfucking stall, hard stall, it's so reminiscent of the this is the Chansey and this is the Mega Sableye. I think this should be pretty interesting. Gengar is gonna go in versus a team like this, but yeah, this is but yeah, banded KYUREM. It's funny, if I were not banded, it'd be a little better. But at the same time, outrage on a potential Snorlax switch in blows Snorlax away, which opens up Gengar quite a bit, especially if yeah. So let's left to right this. KYUREM, very good. I'll see what his patterns in his initial switches are before I start going crazy with KYUREM, but very solid. What's my Togekiss, Mystical Fire? Okay. Vaporeon guards against everything except Pex, and he's gonna try to double down on Pex for sure. So what I'm gonna do is use Rillaboom to remove. Do I have rocks? Okay, Rillaboom to remove Corviknight's item. I'm gonna really double down on KYUREM in this one. The issue is I have to be mindful of the hazard control. Because my Togekiss is an air slash, it cannot touch Pex, so I kind of have to burn the Pex as well. So this is gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. So all that being said, let's see. A Pex lead would be devastating, but it would make sense for him to lead Pex. And for that case, I'm trying to remove all these items early. You're gonna see it make a difference later on. I don't need Rillaboom's Choice Scarf for anything. And he could also fear me being like a sub Rillaboom and go hard. It's funny, sub Rillaboom would actually destroy him here. He may go hard Sableye, but the problem with that is if I'm Choice Banded Woodhammer. So he may also go for Recover. He may also go for Baneful Bunker. I doubt it's a Baneful Bunker variant. Well, actually, depending on what the Quagsire is. If the Quagsire is an Unawareness Water Absorb, then that could be his Dracovish. Because Banded Vish plus Rocks destroys him. So there is a possibility that it could be Baneful Bunker. But if this person knows who I am, then they may have seen me use Rillaboom before. So I get the item as he opts for T-Spike. Not a problem. Especially if I can manage to get Togekiss burnt here. Knocks off, showing that. And he's going to be wary of a potential boosting Togekiss. So I'm going to defog hard to see what his initial switch is. And he goes to Mew, which is interesting. I'm not sure what the angle with the Mew is. On the odd chance that I was a boosting Mew. I was a boosting Togekiss. So I'm gonna use Mystical Fire hard, as it seems to be the CM variant. I think it's CM Body Press something. I'm not too concerned about that. CM Body Press, like Iron Defense or something like that. I do have my Vaporeon to Toxic if push come to shove. I'm just debating whether or not. Yeah, so I'm gonna go Jirachi and take advantage. I'll let him Calm Mind. I'm gonna Stealth Rod, U-turn, and then go to. Oh, okay. Maybe he's not that kind of set. Maybe he is. So if I Thunder Wave him here, because Jirachi doesn't do anything, I'm debating whether or not it's worth T-waving and then beating him down. If he's Calm Mind, he might just be a Calm Mind Mew and not like Body Press, because then you have to have a healing move, and I doubt. What I'm saying is I doubt that the Oh, he's only +1, right? He's only +1. Which one would I rather? I'll U-turn here. I could have stayed in and flinched him. But we're going to let Vaporeon get toxic here. I mean, synchronized, because we're not trying to win with Vap. Vape is not like a high-end like threat. And it doesn't guard against anything in particular. So he Calm Minds again. Neither of these are ultra valuable. Neither of these are ultra valuable. So Mew going down early gives me insight. So maybe he wasn't Soft Boil, because otherwise I don't know why he wouldn't have. My Vaporeon dies anyway, so there's just no point in me not wishing, right? I don't want to show him the sub. Don't want to show him the sub. But if Rillaboom doesn't KO, that's gonna be a problem. 35%. If I would hammer, he'll kill. That forces Corviknight in. Corviknight in versus my team isn't something I want. I'd rather have. There's no way Shadow Ball is gonna knock him out from here. I'd rather have. Okay, so he goes Lax. So we're gonna see what kind of Lax this is, as we're gonna get that Sludge Wave damage off. Curse, probably Curse, Heat Wave. I mean Heat Crash, yada yada yada. There's no point in me switching here. There's absolutely no point. Fire Punch, so be it. And so what I'm gonna do here is make it actually a very not risky or anything like that, but a very so the idea here is, okay, so he's not gonna be fearing my KYUREM at all, so he's gonna stay in and get 2-hit KO'd, as he likely curses, but he rests. Corviknight's not gonna take this well. The Snorlax is already not taking it well. I was hoping he wouldn't rest there, but it makes sense if you were fearing Draco Meteor. But there was just no switch I could make. But now his Snorlax is asleep, which means it can't wake up. I mean, can't wake up. Like, it can't sleep talk because it's rest, curse, dual stab, which means Gengar is now a big problem. Issue with that is the fact that the Toxapex has knockoff, and unless I get like a curse body, you know, I'm not really doing much with that. So it's gonna still be tough. Still gonna be a rough situation, but I'm gonna capitalize on if he's stupid enough not to go for maybe I'm thinking about this all wrong. Maybe because I can't status this in any other way, right? So perhaps I'm thinking about this all incorrectly. Maybe we're gonna have to magic our way through this. It's gonna be a big deal versus Gengar. It's gonna be a big deal versus KYUREM potentially. His Corviknight cannot come in and just eat up hits anymore. An ideal situation is my Rillaboom getting knocked off here. Excellent, because I don't need my Choice Scarf any longer. And so I can afford the Quake, even if he goes Corv. Knockoff on Corv Switch would have been best, but I can afford to do so. Didn't think he'd defog that turn, because if I U-turn on a turn he defogged, his Corv would have to remain low if I went to something that threatens out his Corv, which means that he can't switch him back on Outrage. Obviously these aren't things that players generally think that long for, and me knowing this now will give me insight to how I'm gonna deal with him in the consequent turns. So it's a bulk up max Spadef variant. Sucks. It's not my ideal situation, so we're gonna have to use because I'm pretty sure he's a Brave Bird. We're gonna have to use Togekiss to do something. I haven't shown Nasty Plot as he goes live. Okay, cool. His lax waking up here is pretty whack. Well, not gonna wake up this turn, but I wanted it to have less sleep turns, so he's gonna burn one. So let me see how I'd want to capitalize off this. So what I'll do here is I'm gonna go to Rillaboom, right? I'm gonna U-turn out because either way, whether he stays in or whether he goes to Corviknight, I can guarantee value out of the turn. But I cannot have him just going to Corviknight and I would hammer because I lose a lot of momentum, especially because it's the bulk up variant. We don't want to play around with the bulk up variants. And so it's the fact that he knows I'm banded while his Snorlax was at full is a pretty big deal. But it can be handled. So what I'm gonna do here is go to my Togekiss. I'm gonna pivot to Jirachi. Even if he stays in, it's the same situation. But we kind of want the Snorlax to be in versus Jirachi. If he chooses to burn the sleep turn, we can still deal with it, as we saw. I think it was yesterday's live, right? As we saw, it's actually not the wisest decision to leave Snorlax in versus Jirachi. And now you have to make a decision. Okay, do you pivot out your Lax? Because now if you curse, KYUREM, Outrage, Mercs, and now you have to deal with a damn you have to deal with an Outrage KYUREM versus potential should I double? He wouldn't be stupid enough to stand. Is he gonna rest hard? So he just goes back to sleep, and then Corviknight has to come in, paralyze, no item, and take 2 Outrages. So if he gets paralyzed here, this Corviknight is done for. Which is what I was like, why would you keep it, you know, unhealthy? So I have to be mindful again of my health. My health. Sound old. And he gets the defog off there. But now his Snorlax is back to sleep. So I don't think there's too much long term. I'm slowly trying to get a feel of my opponent. And soon, just based on his patterns, I'll just make one of those doubles to Gengar, and it almost, but I'll need Stealth Rocks up. Well, I don't need them up, but I'd like to have them up. And so didn't think he'd go hard Snorlax because of what we learned before. But here we go again. He's making the same decision. Okay, he's gonna leave it in to stay asleep. What's wrong with this guy? Like, why would you? And so now I can actually Iron Head away without bringing the Corviknight in. So he just gave me his Snorlax potentially. Like, it's a Jirachi, dude. That was not smart. So now he's asleep again. Even if he stays in, KYUREM coming back in. Right. So, like, this is not a situation you want. Hey, more power to the guy. All right. So me outraging here was actually be a big dick play. And I'm just gonna Icicle Spear because I don't need the outrage yet. Come on. No, but he actually doesn't fucking heal. I don't know. What? So now he has no outrage switching and then goes back to Lax, as if Lax can save you. But now you don't have a Rillaboom switching. I don't know, dudes. I don't know. But that's why you had to feel out your opponents early, because maybe he just wasn't thinking long term enough, because you're paralyzed, no item, and Rillaboom setup. Now Rachi just hacks him the shit down, but that's what Rachi does. So you want to minimize, like, it wasn't like his hand was forced. You want to minimize that, like, the most you can. And so Lai comes in. I have no problem with Lai coming in because I have a Togekiss. And so we can pivot back together. If he knocks off, balls on you, my guy. He's burnt 1 sleep turn. That's fine. If I go Rillaboom, Wood Hammer. I think that's premature. If I go KYUREM, I force a KO. The way he plays, he would stay in, but I cannot risk me going for something that's not outrage and he wakes up. That's something I can't risk. So Pex comes in. Hopefully I get a 2-turn because I don't want to be in versus Sableye. Hopefully I get a 2-turn. So Pex being gone is a big deal for Gengar. I can still win with Gar. But just dealing with the Snorlax, I want to, you know, mitigate. Okay, great. So I can switch as he goes Lie, Sable. And you should pivot to Snorlax here. It doesn't. Very obvious double switch here. Again, want to be very careful about the double switches I make because yeah, he predicted me to double switch to see how much this does. He actually kills him. And so that's perfect because now I can go KYUREM and there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can banded KYUREM, bro. Oh wow, Curse did. Why did I actually thought that's doing so fucking much. So push come to shove, what I'll do is item remove. Item remove, force the rest, go to Gengar boost and destroy. Just debating because I don't want him to get too many boosts, obviously. 1 turn of sleep. If I get confused, it's gonna be so Snorlax can, and I was fully aware of the fact that Snorlax can potentially pull something out as he curses there. And I just got a U-turn on the right. Actually, U-turn the better player. Knock off U-turn. Oh wow, that's whack. I could still win with that. If he rested that turn, I could U-turn, U-turn boost to a KO with Gengar. Like it was by no means over. KYUREM still was doing a significant amount of damage, even if it's 30 without the leftover. It's a big deal. It would have been pretty hard for him to pull it off, especially because even if he rested there, I would be in overgrow range, so that next wood hammer is gonna be hurting, and I still wouldn't die to recoil. So he'd have to take 2 overgrown boosted wood hammers. So it just was not in his favor. So Banded KYUREM did its motherfucking thing. Yeah, and we're gonna grab one more. Again, not gonna be your usual all night live, but yo, guys, you guys have been making, like, some of the comments I see, man, are just fucking phenomenal, bros. Like, I'm not even talking about the ones that are, even though I appreciate the ones that are like a good vid jam and stuff, like those are dope. But it's like, you know, somebody commented yesterday that you know, it finally feels like he's a part of, I mean, I'm probably messing up the paraphrasing, but he's a part of a community that was good. He's a part of a community that feels like he, you know, like somewhere he can belong. And that just really, like, I really rocked with that, man. Like that, I was like, that's a huge statement to make, man. Have fun, bro. It's a huge statement to make. Gengar, if I poison this Mandibuzz, even if I don't poison this Mandibuzz, if he just plays it recklessly, Gengar just KYUREM upon hitting the Clef. One thing I'd say with the Banded KYUREM, I'd use something that actually benefits from Clef being gone. Team doesn't really benefit that much from Clef being gone, but if I kill the Clef, then Vaporeon is going to be almost impossible to kill. It's going to be the bane of his existence, and you're going to see in a sec. So, and that plus Jirachi is going to be impossible. Sub Gengar destroys. Rillaboom not looking too great, but, you know, Togekiss. Okay. So all that being said, we're gonna do here is attempt to capitalize early off the actually no, a Rotom lead would be pretty problematic. My ideal situation is to lure in Clefable. Now how can I lure in Clefable? Open my awareness here, guys. How can I lure in Clefable? I lure in Clefable with KYUREM primarily. Yeah, KYUREM. And how can I lure in what can I get KYUREM in on? I can get KYUREM on Mandibuzz. I can get KYUREM in on Rotom. I can get KYUREM in on maybe Dracovish. So as far as the biggest problem to my team, it would be a Durant on lead, and I have to leave Vaporeon because I can't deal with a Durant on lead. And so what this allows Vaporeon to protect, Vaporeon to protect. There's one downside to me. What I want to do here is just hard switch to Jirachi, but I'm not a Spadef Jirachi. I'm just max. What am I? Where's my investment? I see a lot of speed. I see a lot of HP. I think the rest is in Spadef. Yeah, but I'm not Spadef Jirachi. And so I don't want Durant coming in here, you know? Doesn't switch though. Okay, excellent. So this is a big turn because he gave me Stealth Rocks. Stealth Rock gonna be critical for depending on the Mandibuzz. Like I'm trying to put it in a situation where I force the Mandibuzz to defog, but he went Rotom first, which implies that maybe it's not defog Mandy, and I can get to see what type of Rotom this is. So shows the Will-O-Wisp. Bros, I want to do it. I want to do it here. And you know what I'm talking about. Because if I go KYUREM, he predicts Freeze Dry, and I Iron Head. Or this is the difference between me just making like aggro jam that knows what the opponent's gonna do, and me being like teacher jam that wants people to make the good play. Since I've made the good play so many times in the previous game, I'm going to just make the aggro jam play. I'm gonna look like a complete fool if he doesn't go to Clef. If he does not go to Clef and leaves this Rotom in to get freeze dried. So he was gonna him doing that does give me information though. It's probably not the most experienced player because like you literally have the Clef on the team for that. So that's why I'm like, yo, just make the good plays, bros, because you never know your opponent's level of skill, and that's a big factor. That is a big factor in all this. And so I have to kind of go back to square one. Now he knows I'm banded and all these things. Literally could have just gotten a free kill with KYUREM. And I'm pretty sure he's a Spadef Clef. He's here for that. And so now I gotta lose a Pokemon because of that. Fortunately, the combination of Vaporeon, no, that's not true. I was gonna say the combo of Vape. So what I'm gonna do here is, this is tough because if he first impressions, I want to say that plus like a Thunderfang or something will knock me out. Yeah, just make the good plays, bro. Okay, how am I gonna beat him before he beats me? Or okay, that's how I'm gonna play this one out. Say first impressions and misses. It's a pretty big miss. I've seen crunch variants. I have seen crunch variants. I'm going to make the switch into Vaporeon because it covers a crunch variant. Rocky Helmet plus Life Orb. So the assumption you have Iron Head and either Thunderfang or Superpower. Superpower is just far more likely. Oh wow, Thunderfang. I'm just like, I could scout for stuff like this and I don't. But as long as Vaporeon is alive, kudos to Vaporeon for just being a fucking champ. Him going to Mandibuzz is a pretty big turn for me because what this does is allows me to Toxic Hard. And then Wish, because I know he's going to defog. Wish, come back. You can't really U-turn. And my Jirachi is still high enough to be able to take on. Actually does U-turn. So that's Gengar food right there. I know he's not Scarf anything yet. Could be Scarf Dracovish. But yeah, we got to protect here just to make sure. He doubles to Durant. That wasn't a turn to double. So I'll Wish here. Like I had no reason not to protect there, but I mean I guess you could scout for if I'd go back to Rachi. And so you know, I don't really have good. Let's see, Volt Switch, Will-O-Wisp, probably Hydro Pump, either Defog or Nasty Plot. And so he's getting frustrated by my Vaporeon, so he's gonna try to get off some Will-O-Wisp. The Wish is up in the air, so the only thing he can go to take this is either Clefable or Durant. And now we're back to square one. As I Wish again. If you Thunder Fang, that's more Life Orb damage. You could go back to Rotom. I guess you could look. Yeah. So that's the Life Orb damage. Because he didn't have knockoff on the Mandibuzz, or he just didn't either didn't have the knockoff on the Mandibuzz, or he just didn't choose to use it. Like versus you should have U-turned, and it could have flinched me there with the Thunder Fang, but I was willing to risk that. And again, I said in the beginning, Vaporeon would be very difficult for him to deal with. Even if he Nasty Plots here, if he's packing it, yeah, predictable Nasty Plot. But I do have a whole Rillaboom. I'm not concerned about this in the least. And I also do have, because he has to Volt Switch, which is something that I know he doesn't want to do. I actually don't want KYUREM. KYUREM's Icicle Spear is actually pretty solid. I don't want. So I'm actually gonna go to Togekiss. Takes both Volt Switch, and I don't get why you Nasty Plot again. Don't get why you Nasty Plot again. Like you're not sweeping. Either way, we're gonna stick to the game plan of just Dazzling Gleaming here. Obviously we're gonna go down. That was the sack. Now we have Vaporeon plus like soon we're setting up for our own sweep as he goes to this. So we're gonna Thunder Wave hard here. The only option is him. Pretty sure he's gonna stay in just to Earth Power me because I'm burnt. He doesn't feel threatened. I was very wrong. So this allows us to Stealth Rock. Volt Switch most likely. Is U-turn better? What do I need Stealth Rock for? Does it give me any real KOs? Forces that KYUREM to keep coming in, and then once I get Gengar in on Sash, what am I trying to sweep with? I guess I can Rillaboom sweep if KYUREM takes repeated rocks. If he Nasty Plots here, as I didn't think Nasty Plot was the play, and you know he Nasty Plotted the last time, so I guess I can't be too surprised. Crits me there matters a lot, but perhaps that mattered. But I mean, I was gonna be low enough to where I guess KYUREM can knock me out. That's gonna be fodder for. Yeah, I just don't think my opponent is bro, my guy. You have the potential. You have the potential, but I'm gonna have to send you to the academy, my guy. I'm gonna have to send you to the academy. And so we're gonna make use of KYUREM since he allowed us to go down. Prioritize Defog, didn't need Defog. And if he allows me to Icicle Spear him here, obviously Gengar just destroys him. So look at Banded KYUREM eating it up, chewing them up. And nothing he can go to can do any real damage other than Dracovish. If he Dracovishes, he has to Outrage Lock. If he Outrage Locks, so it goes Clef. I don't think he's gonna take this too well. I have no reason to switch. That does new thing. Does new thing. Does new thing, man. I actually don't want. I'd like to have rocks. I'd like to have them. I don't think he's gonna Moonblast hard. I think he might Wish. Teleport, same shit. So KYUREM rears its ugly head. It's a question of what he wants to lock into. Which is actually a very risky play going KYUREM, because I could have been a fast Rachi, but you'd assume that defensive. I wouldn't expect me to be fast. Say Freeze Dry locks. This cannot kill Gengar, I don't think. This is debating whether or not I should Gengar to a KO, because obviously I don't have any fun to Dracovish yet. And if I get the damage on this, then we might be looking at a Woodhammer endgame. So let's calc. That's why I wanted rocks up. KYUREM's still problematic, but because he sacked Rotom, it's very hard to predict him because there's no real like clear thing that he's trying to achieve. Now, what was I gonna do? Oh yeah, KYUREM. I'm gonna say Gengar has the natural bulk. Freeze Dry isn't the strongest move. And oh, you nasty plot. Freeze Dry 83 to 98, yeah. And then what am I? Sludge Wave. Or I could risk the speed die. No. Let's just Sludge Wave here. Gets the poison. Yep, we're outside of range. You know, I know I'm getting frozen because there just hasn't been enough hacks this game. I knew I'd get frozen there. I don't know how to explain that. If you're a viewer of mine, you know. I think you knew I'd get frozen there too. But okay, it got disabled, which is great because now I can go to whatever I want. KYUREM hasn't gotten to do shit. I really want to get some good Icicle Spear hits in. If I go Rillaboom and Wood Hammer, that's the best play. It's unguardable. Yeah, it's unguardable. It's the best play. Clef gets destroyed. Crit the Clef there, which actually wins me the game. I won't be enough recoil. Won't be enough recoil. Him protecting might give me enough recoil to win with Overgrow. But nah, there's no way I'm losing 10% off 17% of Clef. But your boy is lucky. He is a lucky boy. Because if he never crit my Jirachi with the Rotom's Hydro Pump, the KYUREM wouldn't even have the option of freeze drying. You know? So here comes the Dracovish. Yeah, so yeah, we go Vaporeon. If he outrages, he's banded. And there's that Rocky Helmet damage. But now I know that he's banded, which means we just win. So debating whether or not I should confuse him or something. Nah, just win with KYUREM. And unless I am tripping, actually no, because the KYUREM, even if it attacks me, gets another round of poison. So that's game. It gets another round of poison. I'm winning the speed side anyway. I don't fuck around. Good game. KYUREM trash. And then Rillaboom. GG, bro. Either way, could have been Scarf KYUREM this whole time. Rilla. GG. But yeah, Woodhammer under Overgrow to just swept. But yeah, man, my boy, he has the potential. He just got to go to the academy to just buff out these. Like I can see the little, like when I coach people, I can see when I live coach people, I see their people have bad habits. It's less about you doing the right thing, but you have a lot of bad habits. And once you kind of clear up those bad habits, you start finding yourself ascend. But when you have those, but you're like a lack of game plan. I could tell there was no game plan. I'm just trying to react to me, and that's gonna always put you at a disadvantage versus a person that knows how to play, knows the left-right analysis, knows all that stuff. Like, because they have a game plan, so you're just falling in place. So you're 9 times out of 10 you're gonna lose if the person is competent. Or unless you have a really good matchup, and you know that's the problem. Like sometimes you win a game and you think because you won the game you played well, but you could have played like utter shit, but your opponent just played worse, or you had a good matchup to where he couldn't win no matter how well he outplayed you without hacks. So review your replays, ladies and gents. And with that, we're gonna end it there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed Banded KYUREM Showdown. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.